Aw, man, I look pale. You can tell that I'm Swedish and there hasn't been any sunlight for like a month straight. Good evening, laddies, lasses, and lassos, and welcome to the click. You smell absolutely astounding today. And don't let anyone else lie to you and tell you otherwise. Crimler is upon us, and you know what that means? Being forced to spend time with insane parents, and that is why today we're looking at r/insane parents. Ho, 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 Merry Christmas. Enjoy. Mwah. I am looking forward to Christmas. I am going to play Santa for my nephews this year. It's going to be really fun. Let's get on with it, shall we?
Grandparents being punished and can't see or talk to grandchildren.
Wow, it just rolls off the tongue, doesn't it? This group is not gonna be unhinged at all.
Both of my daughters no longer talk to me. I have about $660,000. Will die soon. I want to write a will crafted in a way to create maximum animosity between them, so that they would waste the whole inheritance and all their money fighting each other. What's the best way to write such a will?
I'm getting a slight inkling that maybe the kiddos in this situation were right in cutting their mom off. Can you imagine being so petty where it's like, the family drama I made in life is not enough. I'm gonna create family drama in death. I mean, if both the daughters took the same decision, I'm pretty hopeful about the fact that they will deal with it in a healthy way. I don't really see how you can, like, divide the inheritance in any meaningful way that would make them hate each other when they both seem to be on kind of the same page. And they're probably low-key expecting something like this as well. You know, I wouldn't be too concerned for their sake, to be honest, but like posting this confidently in a Facebook group like this is absolutely insane. How can people be supportive of this? What a cesspool. These groups are basically like incel forums, but for estranged grandparents.
Grandparents who can't see their grandkids.
Also using the wrong there. You know, the improper grammar is just like the little spice on top of the nugget.
My monster in-law chose to breastfeed to spite me.
Wait, what do you mean? So your son's wife is breastfeeding their kids, and you don't want that? What?
She knew that my grandkids would be closer to her than me if she did.
But your grandkids are closer to their own mom than to you. Yeah, I think that's the norm?
It makes me so mad just thinking about it.
Oh wait, is this some kind of thing where she's like, you're not allowed to breastfeed, you need to bottle feed, because then I can like babysit the baby for you when it's like just a few weeks old. So I bond with my grandkid more than it bonds with his own mother. And the mother is just supposed to be a milk pump but never hold their own baby. Is that where this is going? I get the low-key feeling that's where this is going. Is there something wrong with you up top? This cannot be real! You're getting called out even in the unhinged Facebook groups. Then you know it's bad.
No, but there is with you.
Ah, yes indeed. Insane grandma clapping back. The lady didn't even use monster-in-law correctly. A monster-in-law is the mother-in-law since it's the play on words. Wait a second. My monster-in-law. Oh my god, she did. She didn't even use like the play on word insult correctly. This is brain rot for grandparents. Using it for your daughter-in-law makes no sense. Lol. Honestly, posts like these make me so grateful for my mother-in-law. She's a handful, but women like this make me realize how much worse it could be.
I was so confused and thought some lady's mother-in-law was breastfeeding their child.
Oh my god. Writing comprehension or whatever it's called isn't a strong suit in Facebook groups. A PSA, there is a public Facebook group where estranged parents are sharing stolen photos of their grandkids.
Grandparents who can't see their grandkids.
It's the same group again, and you can tell because of the same grammatical error in the title. I am like low-key tempted to make an entire video and just call it like r/insane grandparents or something. That would be so funny. I could just source all of it from one of these Facebook groups, like unironically. It's a goldmine. Here's a little plastic bag with some rings and what's that, like an Ouija board thing, I believe?
Ah, really?
Dude, I don't know what that is. Okay, that's my ex's. I didn't realize any of her stuff was still there, dude. I also didn't know every single item she ever owned. Calm the hell down. It's not like when people get together, they take inventory on every item their partner owns, dude. Ooh, is this going like a satanic panic religious route? I am betting one little hairband sparkly cat ears thing. That is where this is going. Let's see if I'm correct.
It's an Ouija board trinket magnet.
Okay, I don't care. Throw it away. Lol. I don't even know why you had to say anything other than just throwing it away. I am not omnipotent. Lol. Plus, like I said, I had no idea that it even existed. Lol.
I won't get rid of it. Trust me, period. But I told you she plays with witches and so does her mom. witchcraft.
Ooh, just putting witchcraft in its own text bubble just like brings home the point, doesn't it? Won't get rid of it?
Lol.
Lol, just throw it away?
No, I will get rid of it.
The feeling I get when I read something like this is like basically when adults still believe in Santa Claus. You know, that's the vibe. Okay, and I don't care.
But it's been in my house this whole time, and it makes me angry.
Okay, I didn't know.
I figured you didn't know about it, but I wanted you to know about it now.
Okay, I don't give a frick about her or anything she owned. Y'all got jobs?
It's about what she and you and your roommates that you live with now let into my house. I am tired of the demonic witchcraft in my house. I expected you to be apologetic that your crappy ex-girlfriend put it in the house, including all the other witchy crap that you let into the house while you were in charge while I was away. Len is about to take a licensing exam for life insurance tomorrow. Dustin and Farah are getting certified to be pharmacy techs. All of a sudden, you can't speak?
Wait, what does that have to do with anything? Like other kiddos in the family, I'm assuming, are like doing stuff? Or does she mean that the demonic presence will make them perform worse or something? Is that where this is going? I apologize for the witchy crap.
Thank you. Items like that give stupid demons legal rights to keep coming into my home.
That's some kind of brand new sentence. Holy fuck.
Even if I don't know it's there.
I don't think that's true, but okay.
It's very true. It's the Fourth Amendment. Don't have stupid shit in your house or demons will be legally allowed to enter your home.
Agree to disagree.
I am educated in this. Maybe you should stop insulting my intelligence.
There isn't that much to insult there, I'm gonna be honest, man. I'm not insulting your intelligence, you should. I am saying I believe in what you believe in. There is a difference. Free will and all that.
It doesn't matter if you don't believe in it, it's still true. It doesn't stop existing because you don't believe it does.
The inverse of that could also be the case.
No, it can't!
It doesn't begin existing just because you believe.
Because I personally know, from experience,
we are never going to see eye to eye on this.
I guess I'm just a liar. I just make up crap.
No, tons of people share your beliefs, just like tons of mine.
You have no reason to believe me to be a liar.
I am not calling you a liar.
Yes, you are.
Damn, OP is being so much more respectful in this situation than I would be. Oh my god, I would just start trolling them and like yanking their chain, because this is so unhinged, man. Not sharing the same spiritual beliefs is the same as calling the other person a liar. Talk about victim complex. I bet, ironically, this person also goes to Facebook and calls other people snowflakes. It's always the same person. The Venn diagram is a circle.
You think I believe in a god so that I can be comforted. Well, if that was the case, then that's all it would be. Why would I say I was a covenant for God and feel the need to obey something that I'm only using to feel comfort? It is infinitely more than comfort. He literally speaks to me. I literally know the God of the universe.
Okay.
The God above all the other little gods. He even told me the name of my guardian angel and gelled me my heavenly name.
Okay.
I give you pearls and you shit on them.
Man, I even spat when I yelled that out. That was kind of immersive. I don't believe in what you believe in. That is all. I love you, but to me you're wrong, just like to you, I am wrong. Oh my god, he's being so nice and empathetic. I would have told this person to go eat a poo sandwich by now. Like, they're being so disrespectful about it. It's not even about disagreeing on spiritual beliefs at this point. Like, at this point, it's like they keep insulting and attacking and being, like, personally insulted that you don't believe the same things they do, and they take it like a personal attack. That can't really be reasoned with, because it means that if you just have your own beliefs and whatever, that it becomes an attack on them. They have taken an unreasonable position, which inherently means they're gonna be pushing your boundaries. Man, I would tell this person to just eat a poo sandwich, honestly. Like, goddamn, I'm personally too old to deal with this kind of shit. But like, props to OP for being so patient with this. Holy crap, I could never. And that's where it stands. There is no use putting energy and frustration towards it. There is other things that could be talked about, but this just drives a wedge between us. Ah, yes indeed. The family dynamic where the child is the one who behaves like the adult. Gotta be my favorite gender.
The only reason you'll keep thinking that way is because you won't try to find out if he is real. You have made yourself the god of yourself, and that is the same as choosing Satan, because it's the same as denying that Yahuwah created you before you were even born from my womb.
being independent and choosing to explore the world or whatever is the same as taking sides with Satan. This reminds me of that old billboard. What was it? It was something like, Satan wants you to be like independent and get an education. Don't sign up for Satanism, dear females. And it's like, man, you just made Satan sound really rad. This just reminds me of that.
Do you want me to stop talking about the most important things in life? Do you want me to give up on you? I know that you're in danger, yet you want me to shut up?
He's in danger because his ex-girlfriend left a magnet in your house. Let's be so fucking for real. Oh my god, you don't know what real danger in life looks like. Holy crap, lady, get a grip.
If I could save you from getting hit by a car, you're telling me that you would rather die?
Yes, the satanic magnets are dragging you into car crashes.
Go ahead and jump off the cliff then. You'll see. I'm your mother and I have not given you reason to not trust me, yet you don't. You would rather trust friend and self-absorbed, prideful strangers obey the person who cared for you your whole life. It infuriates me. You are right. It does drive a wedge between us because I have to prepare my heart to lose you because right now you are just walking dead, man. How dare you be so prideful to think that you couldn't be wrong with just zero proof that you're right. I have tons of proof that I've learned the truth.
My friends and prideful strangers are not why I don't believe. I stopped believing as a 12-year-old.
And do you think 12-year-olds are smart enough to make lifelong decisions?
No, but as the years went on, nothing came forward to change my beliefs. They only further solidified them.
What do you think had been happening since 2021?
Something satanic vaccines, is that where this is going? I have told you again and again, you are not the one who will convert me, if anyone will. I mean, at this point, apart from like the insulting and downplaying your intelligence and dismissing your own beliefs and whatever, she is also admitting to converting you is the most important thing in her life. Like your happiness or your consent or what you choose to do is secondary to the most important thing, which is forcing her beliefs onto you. I think that kind of tells you all you need to know about what the future prospect in this relationship is going to be.
God has been showing himself over and over, but you choose not to see it. He literally sent himself to earth and called himself the Messiah, and you still don't believe he is real. He shows me things all the time, and I tell you about it, and you excuse it away.
I think she needs a therapist, not a church. I'm gonna be honest.
He has shown everyone who he is over and over, and people keep believing Satan's cover-ups, and those cover-ups have been proven by scientists. There is no evidence for the fake explanation.
Scientists have proven the Bible? Is that where this is? I am so confused, man.
Explanation for all kinds of things that try to cut God out of the equation. But you just believe what the world tells you, right? Do you even go and try to dispel the scientific things that only partially make sense, the same way that you go and try to dispel anything anyone says about there being an almighty and all-knowing God creator?
Yes, I question everything. Nothing gets my instant belief because I don't work like that.
And how it angers me and breaks my heart that my own son denies what I say that I know is truth.
But I mean, this can work in both angles though. Like the fact that you don't agree with your son's worldview can just as easily be argued like you accusing him of being a liar. You know, why does that argument only work in one direction? It's so hypocritical, man. Oh my god, it's exhausting.
That's how it feels to God every time that you do it.
Also, now you're not only guilt-tripping on your own accord. Now it's also because it makes God the big old sad. Holy shit, man.
Sure, he can handle your rejection. It's not like he needs you to believe in him for his own sake.
But you just said he did, though. That's how it feels to God every time you do it. But he also doesn't care. So which one is it? He cares when it's manipulation, but also don't think that you're important enough that he would care about you. Like, how can you try to have both? Bruh.
It's just that he died for you, you know? Maybe you should feel guilty about it. I don't know. It's just that he died for you. He laid his life down for you. He sees you. All of heaven sees you. He is patient, but he can only see your heart and your thoughts, and there will come a time when the clock runs out and you will not have a choice. He will no longer give you any grace. His patience does not run, but your time on earth does.
If this is the kind of emotional blackmail bullshit I'm gonna have to put up with every single day in heaven, I would rather burn in hell. Thank you. Honestly, from reading this, I think your mother needs help. Not the kind of help you can get from church, but the kind of help that you need to go to like a professional psychiatry office for, or something along those lines. This does not sound healthy in the least. And when you get to like the aggression point that you start accusing people of being liars and personally attacking you, just because they share different spiritual beliefs about the world, then you're pretty far gone, and that's gonna take a really big strain on all the relationships in that person's life. I don't really see a relationship like this working out, no matter the context, because it becomes exhausting at every single turn. Like, your mere existence, if you don't choose to adapt the same beliefs as they do, is always seen as an attack and a right to like manipulate you and guilt trip you and telling you it breaks their heart and it breaks God's heart. But also, you're not important enough to break God's heart, but it still breaks his heart because he died for you, even though he doesn't care in the next sentence. But anyway, you get the gist. So this sounds really exhausting. Good luck. My nutcase of a mother has started calling herself pure-blooded. The hell is this, like Harry Potter?
They wanted to do back surgery on me for a herniated disc, and I decided to try castor oil packs and frankincense essential oils, and thankfully 1 week before surgery was scheduled, I was able to walk again.
Maybe it's because the body just healed a little bit and the worst inflammations like lowered a bit in a week. It's probably not gonna go away. If it's like a herniated disc, it's probably good to get that fixed.
The doctor was in shock to see me walking at the pre-op appointment. I have bursitis of both hips, and when they act up, use these things. Give it some time to work. I am pure blood too, unless I got it from shedding or from the swab up my nostrils at hospital when I had severe case of COVID.
Oh, maybe they laced the little nose swabs with COVID vaccines, you know, maybe that's how they get ya. Have you ever noticed that it's never actually the doctor or anyone from the other POV that is like, you know, talking about these like miracle stories, and it's only the people who's like trying to, I don't know, grift these kind of products that do? I wonder why that is. Ooh, what a mystery. A woman refuses to get step-grandkid any Christmas presents because he was born out of wedlock and isn't related to her, and can't understand why her family isn't coming to Christmas/blocked her. That's like the pettiest BS ever. Oh my god. Like, I technically have step-nephews and stuff. I don't call them anything else than nephews. They are family. Are you serious?
Grandparents being punished again.
It's the same group again. Oh, it just keeps delivering, baby.
I am honestly so heartbroken and don't even know what I did wrong. Broken heart emoji. I told my son's new wife that her child from prior marriage is welcome to come to Christmas, but I would not be providing gifts for him. I don't feel that is unreasonable. He is not my grandchild. If they want him to have something to open, they can bring a gift for him themselves. That is just being fair. Now they have decided to skip Christmas entirely and have blocked me on everything. I won't even be able to see my blood grandbaby on her first Christmas. Sad crying emoji. Which was very important to me. It's all about me. I am the main character. F*** them other kids on Christmas. I'll make sure they feel singled out and not welcome on Christmas, because f*** that little 2-year-old piece of shit. But it's all about me. It's about me, though. They won't even let me bring her gifts over.
Okay, I could sort of understand it if it's like, oh, budget is tight, I can't afford to buy gifts to like an infinite amount of kids or whatever, or, you know, we have extras added on that you didn't like account for initially. But, you know, kids don't really care about like expensiveness, you know? You can buy them like a little cartoon book or something, or like a ball, or a small set of like Duplos or Legos or whatever, and they're gonna be thrilled about it, you know? You don't have to spend an exorbitant amount of money to make kids happy about just opening gifts, you know? It's kind of just the fun of it.
I feel like I'm being punished for having boundaries. My boundary is treating one of my like step-grandkids like shit. That's my boundary, and make them feel singled out and make sure they feel like the odd out and not welcome at Christmas. Man, my boundaries are so healthy because it's about me. Family doesn't mean what it used to anymore, and it's heartbreaking. I raised my children better than this.
What, to treat everyone like outsiders? That's, wow, yeah, I'm glad they kind of broke out of that.
I try to be respectful, but somehow I am the villain.
You know that the others are kids, right? They're like small children, okay? That's who you're going up against. Small children who want to celebrate Christmas.
I don't understand this new generation at all. Honor thy father and mother, Exodus 20:12. I will be praying on this and leaving it in God's hands. What would you do?
Actually, this is also being ratioed. Only 9 likes, most of it shocked emojis, and 114 comments. I'm glad to see that even like crappy Facebook groups sometimes ratio the most unhinged posts. That brings me a little bit of hope, even about Facebook. Merry Facebook. Oh, the comments are roasting her! I am a grandmother, and I would never do that. That is so wrong. That is your grandchild now. You need to apologize and admit your thought process was not correct.
He is 12, and I cannot afford to give gifts to every child that exists.
I mean, just get something smaller. Like for my nephew, for example, this year, I'm buying like one main gift, which is like a bigger toy of like piecing together stuff. And then I bought like 2 very basic like indoor footballs that have Spider-Man on them because he loves Spider-Man. They cost like $5 a pop, and it's just because it's more gifts to open, and he's gonna be happy because he loves kicking balls and he loves Spider-Man. You can certainly like work around the expense aspect, especially when it comes to gifts for like kids. 12-year-olds, a little bit more complicated. Maybe they won't be as excited about like a Spider-Man indoor football, but you get the gist, you know? You can make it like something special without having to spend like $500 on like a super inclusive kit or whatever, you know? Or just sync a gift with the parents. Just tell them like, hey, I'm a bit tight. Can I join in on one of your gifts and like, help you pay for something so it turns into like something nice and big anyway? There are so many ways to do that, even if budgeting is specifically the issue. That does not matter. He is your son's child now. You are absolutely 100% wrong. I really hope this is a prank post. That child is your grandchild now. I do like that this group actually has a healthy takeaway to this. That is very nice to see. Everyone has corners they can cut if needed. You have to want to do it though. Are you daft too? It's not every child you're buying gifts for, it's one child, and Christmas is for children, so I don't blame them for being offended by your comment about your new little grandchild, and that's your granddaughter's brother. How do you explain to her that you don't buy her brother a gift for Christmas?
I will explain. He was born out of wedlock, and you don't get prizes for stupid mistakes.
Oh my god, so you're punishing the child for that. That is absolutely insane. And also, like, being born out of wedlock is a little bit outdated, isn't it? Like, treating a child different because they're born out of wedlock makes you the bad guy. No question about it. You're punishing a child for a mistake, very much this, that their parents made, which in my opinion isn't even a mistake to begin with. But even if you want to act like it is a mistake, you're punishing the wrong person. You're punishing someone innocent, a small child. You're being insane.
This generation needs a wake-up call, and that's why I treat kids like garbage on Christmas. That's how you teach the millennials a lesson, I guess.
Wow, just wow. You quote scripture but call a child a stupid mistake? Oh my god! This group is not holding any punches. I love this. Are you serious? So you think a child doesn't deserve anything because they were born out of wedlock? Very Christ-like. Ah, there is no hatred quite like Christian love. Ah, beautiful. Parents used Realtor access to track us down. Just FYI, your mom has followed your debits to Blorp and subsequently done realty searches. She knows Blorp bought a house for exactly the price you said for cash. I didn't tell you this. Without breaking confidence on what else has been shared with me, you may want to consider contacting them very soon or sending the letter if you're ready to make that step. Blorp and I kept our lips sealed about everything. Thank you for letting me know. Do they know our address? And thank you so much for keeping silent with them. Remember, they are realtors with access. As someone also related to realtors, you don't actually need the access to the MLS services. They have to be able to look up homeowners' property info. Anyone can look up someone's name on their county's property appraiser website and find their address and home sales history. Scary stuff. Yeah, there are some stuff in the world that just makes stalking a little bit too easy, doesn't it? A parent tweaks out and demands his adult child to put their psychiatrist on the phone after being prescribed ADHD meds. Adderall, Clonidine, ADHD. Oh, Adderall, an extremely addictive drug. What the fuck? No, I think a psychiatrist knows more than you do. It's different with ADHD. I fucking know exactly what it is. An ADHD medicine? That is an extremely fucking bad idea. I don't give two flying fucks what your psychiatrist says. I have seen way too many fucking people get addicted to that shit. The one who's a doctor? Doctors don't give a shit about fucking medicine. Medicine, that's how they make their goddamn money. Explain the neurotransmitter differences between neurotypical people and those with ADHD. You really need to have a serious conversation with that psychiatrist and put me on the fucking phone. I'm an adult. I can handle the psychiatrist myself. This fucking guy gives you Adderall after one fucking visit. I have been on Adderall for a month. Oh my god, they have no clue. This is a fucking mistake, dude. This is not something you want to be on. You do realize stimulants affect those with and without ADHD differently, right? You do realize your body becomes dependent on it, right? Go ahead and take it anyway, and see what happens. Anxiety spirals, burnout disguised as productivity.
Oh, look at that wonderful anxiety.
Okay, now ask ChatGPT how it affects those differently with ADHD. Also, share the prompt. I saw that too. But I've also lived a life where I've seen personal friends struggle with this and how you're taking and guessing what they had ADHD too. I kept you off those things for a reason. A lot of these psychiatrists just push medicine, especially to young people. Oh, they didn't push anything. You were not in the room. You do realize I have 50 years of living experience, right? You do realize psychiatrists have been in the field for decades and no more, right? Nice work keeping their insanity at bay. Much appreciated. He also occasionally boasts about not being jabbed, never vaccinated for COVID. So I'm taking his scientific literacy claims with a grain of salt. A fistful of salt. Up the butt. A jab verbiage is a dead giveaway. OP, I am 52. I have undiagnosed ADHD and autism growing up because that wasn't a thing back in the 80s for girls. I was diagnosed as an adult when I filled out the paperwork for my oldest ADHD evaluation. The first time I took meds was amazing. I could actually read an entire page of a book or complete a task. ADHD meds aren't any different than insulin or an inhaler. Any parent who withholds medication from a child is abusive, in my opinion. I also find the idea that just spending enough years on Earth makes you an expert in any random field that you haven't actually studied. That's some Dunning-Kruger shit right there. I am 35 and I got another tattoo.
Just ruining your skin with stupid pictures meaning nothing to no one. Very sad of you, and you think it's funny to show your mother, who's worked hard all her life to help you, joking about me. I don't know if you even care, but you make me cry with this awful crap. It's so upsetting, Blorp. Why do you like to hurt me? I have no idea. Always laughing at me too. Your tattoo choices is actually about me. You're doing this to hurt me. It's not about your self-expression or whatever. It's all coming back to me, the main character. I have only ever been kind to you. Well, apart from this message, when you're trying to make their bodily choices about yourself or whatever. But you know, aside from that point, maybe. And that one is particularly ugly, but I've only ever been kind to you. If I had seen that before giving money for Vera, I wouldn't have bothered, as you've obviously got money to waste on complete shit. Well done again. Such an achievement in life. I'm just sick of this shit. Leave me alone. Okay, but my brother has an entire arm tattooed. Make it make sense. And just the other week, you were literally complimenting brother's girlfriend on hers. You put me on a completely different pedestal to the others. I think you are severely overreacting. And I'm actually so hurt by that message. I am 35 years old. I have a full-time job, a great life, and I'm very successful. I didn't ask you for money. I was just informing you on what was happening with Vera, but you turned that into a personal attack. You're hurting me on purpose. I've only been kind to you. You're wasting money. I wouldn't have helped you if I had known. Leave me alone. I don't understand this kind of personal attack and disproportionate reaction to something I have done for myself, to my own body, with my own choices. I feel like your response isn't about the tattoo at all. It's about your need for control over me and your own personal disapproval in my choices. Man, this response is just dismantling it perfectly. I could not have said it better myself. This is amazing. This is why we don't tell you things, because we are regularly met with this response. How would anyone feel comfortable to tell you things when this is a possible response?
Don't tell me then. I hate all this so-called modern crap. I'm going out for lunch with a nice friend who doesn't laugh at me.
I showed your reply to someone I was sitting with, and they were horrified that my own mother would talk to me like that. The reason I sent it as a joke-style message is because I was almost trying to soften the blow, because I know you would react even though it really doesn't have anything to do with you. And again, you're making this all about you.
I'm going out for lunch with a friend who doesn't laugh at me.
Why do you think everything is a personal attack? It's really quite immature. I am truly hurt by what you said, and I don't feel comfortable to tell you things because you react like this.
Good! Shut up then!
Ooh, it's starting to smell like no contact. I think some people just never grow past the fact that their kids are actually adults. Not that it would be fine to talk to your child this way even if they were a minor, mind you, that is not what I'm saying. But it becomes extra alien to think about when you realize these are like two fully fledged adults with their own lives, own jobs, they don't even live together whatsoever, and this is how you try to talk to that other adult? That makes it absolutely bonkers. Started talking to my mom a couple of months ago after no contact for years. I guess it was only a matter of time.
Me making Blorp read my book.
How old are her kids now?
30. Wait, I went to her middle daughter's birthday, same age as sister, and Blorp is 24. He is gorgeous, by the way. They all are. Never mind, you guys are so f***ed up. Go ahead and tell me how you lied to your girlfriend and made me the bad guy. I have ex-girlfriend reaching out to me because you f***ed them up. You are a horrible person and stupid people will believe anything you say.
What is this whiplash? Holy, wait. There is a little bit of a time gap. So this is because, like, they didn't reply for, like, what? An hour? So they didn't reply for like an hour to a text message, and then this comes out of nowhere. Oh my, what?
You are such a sick drama seeker. I hope one day your siblings realize that.
What are you even talking about?
I'm talking about the shit you did to me. Siblings wouldn't talk to me unless you do. You are a horrible person and made your siblings against me. You craved instability and f***ed me over and now feel guilty about it. You're a horrible person and a terrible human being. Even horrible people love their mothers. You don't.
I didn't say anything to them about you. I haven't even told them I've been talking to you. Where is this coming from? Why are you being so hateful to me out of nowhere?
Because in the past, your siblings wouldn't talk to me unless you gave them permission.
Ooh, this is like very, very reminiscent of other people I've seen similar to this. You know, it's never someone else's fault. If all their kids cut them off, it's usually because it's like one child who's like the evil person who's like marionetting everyone else, and it's actually their fault because there could be no way that the other people would cut this person off voluntarily. Because look how pleasant they are. How could anyone ever cut them off? Wow. But yeah, it's just kind of like narc playbook or whatever. Make someone else out to be the villain and blame everything on them. And anything that anyone else decides is not valid because, you know, they were obviously coerced by the older sibling or something like that. Villainize someone else so you look like the victim. Blah, 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 blah. These people all follow the exact same pattern. It's so predictable.
I don't care anymore.
You obviously do.
A mother shouldn't be asking for this.
I have never told them whatever they had permission to talk to you. They're adults and they make their own decisions. We don't discuss it amongst each others. What they decide to do isn't my business. So why are you taking it out on me?
You don't want me to go there.
Getting whiplash reading her messages. So sorry, OP. Time to cut contact again. My aunt is like this. She's perfectly normal, nice even. And then she starts drinking seriously around 1500. And all of a sudden she's on Facebook writing terrible shit about you and tagging you in it. Even worse, a lot of it isn't even true. Just stories she seemed to make up in her mind. Ah, yes indeed, Facebook and day drinking. Oof, what a combo. My grandma is religious, and I am not. I worship plants, but still.
Life in my circumstances today, I will not be destroyed, I will not be defeated, I will not be bound. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He lays me down in green pastures.
Why is it formatted like a shitty PowerPoint website from 2001?
He restores my soul, yappity youpity.
Hey, I know you're trying to be honest and nice, but these things that you're sending me are making me super concerned, and please stop. I don't want to know anything about being covered in the blood of Jesus when I wake up, okay? So please stop. Oh, we are covered and kept under the blood of Jesus. That's nice. That's nice. Parents constantly track me at 26. I live with my parents, and they track my location constantly, whether or not I tell them where I'm going. They use the fact that I live with them as an excuse to monitor me. My parents get bored and check my location non-stop. I know this because they ask me about places I went to that I never mentioned. I have even caught my mom opening the location app multiple times to see where I am, especially if she thinks I am not home. They are super controlling. They also use my location to criticize me. For example, they tell me I go to Target and the mall too often, and that I need to save money. Even though they charge me rent, they still say that because they pay for most things, they have the right to track me. It is extremely frustrating, and I feel like I have no privacy. I only make minimum wage, so moving out will be very difficult right now. You're 26, it is time to move out. Get a roommate if you can't afford rent alone. You're letting them control you. In the meantime, turn off sharing your location. I can't turn it off. They hold the stuff they own and pay for over my head. Turn your location back on. We paid for your car that you drive. You don't pull your own weight around here. You still live with us, blah, 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 blah. Move out. I mean, I feel like the comments are like not as empathetic. This kind of stuff can be really difficult, especially depending on where they live and, you know, the pricing and the minimum wage and that kind of stuff. Also considering they're also paying rent at home, which means you're not able to save as much money to actually move out. Like, don't get me wrong, the final solution is definitely to move out. Like, try to, I don't know, share a place with a good friend, get a roommate or two, that kind of stuff. Or like, head off to college or uni and get like a student apartment that is like, you know, on campus, something like that is typically more affordable. It depends on the country as well. This kind of stuff varies a lot. But yeah, this is definitely difficult. And in this economy, not being able to like buy your own place or like pay for rent depending on where you live on a minimum wage job isn't that alien. But, you know, the final solution is to move out, but I don't feel the comments are particularly sympathetic either. But I wish you the best of luck in moving out. Your parents sound insufferable, especially since you are indeed paying rent at home. It's not like you're living in your mom's basement for free, you know? My dad accused me of showing off because I parallel parked without needing help. He was sitting in the passenger seat because we were grabbing groceries together. I parallel parked. One attempt, clean. Perfect. Instead of, nice job, this man goes, you didn't have to do it so fast. It looked like you were trying to impress someone. Impress who? The 7-Eleven cashier? The pigeons? I was like, I just parked. He goes, you young people always perform. Brother in Christ, I just put the car between two lines. That is so weird. That is so weird. Is he insecure about his own parallel parking skills? Is that what this is? I thought shopping for a 1-year-old would be easy, clothes and toys. However, his parents prefer him to be in no clothes. They also move frequently and only take what's necessary and easy to move, so a majority of toys I got him were left behind. I thought maybe stickers and coloring books like my other nephew, but he's only 1 and can't do that yet, right? I even tried necessities when he was little, like formula and diapers. The formula was left to expire and the diapers were sold. Sad emoji. I just want to get him a gift that will last. I know he is little and probably won't remember if I got him anything or not, but it's the thought that counts, and I want him to have a gift. He likes Miss Rachel and he's a very active baby. I don't have a budget at this point, I'll spend whatever as long as he gets to keep it. It sounds like they are transient and live an alternative life. I taught some kids like this. They had been taken and placed in their grandparents' care, and it was almost like socializing someone from a completely different foreign culture. They had never heard of a book, for example. How long did it take for them to get used to society? What were the reactions to it? I can only imagine how overwhelming it must have been. It was mixed. Some things she picked up right away, like Disney princesses. Yes, she got that immediately. She was chatting away about the fun stuff fast. But things like hand washing and wearing appropriate clothes were tough. Her eating was a constant battle too. She had clearly been food insecure and took other kids' lunches out of their backpacks. She had very little safety awareness, and that was a constant worry for me. I taught kindergarten, but she had no kindergarten skills. None. Not even colors consistently. Her brother was older and not in my class, and he had a really rough time. He was not used to more sedentary life, and full disclosure, we were a very rural school and we were outside so much more than a regular school. But it was very destabilizing to him. He was also probably more aware of how behind he was. At last, the mom got custody back in the spring and they went back to travel in their Westphalia van in a nomadic lifestyle, which I am sure can be done well, but was not for these kiddos. I left the school after that and I heard they dip in and out about once a year. Poor guys. That just sounds like homeschooling with a twist, to be honest, and from the stories I read about it, most parents are not equipped to do that kind of stuff. Need help ASAP. Our 16-year-old keeps leaving her poop in front of our bedroom door. What the fuck? Hi, I know this is such a weird post, and never in my life did I ever think I would have to face this problem, but I am at my wit's end here. 2 weeks ago, we took off our teenage daughter's door, and in retaliation to that, she's been pooping in the middle of the night in front of our bedroom door. I mean, there you have like the action and the reaction, you know? It's a pretty easy solution. Maybe teenagers should have a little bit of privacy, you know? But okay, let's keep reading, shall we? I get that she's angry and wants her privacy back, but I feared that if we let her have her door back, she would not learn her lesson, and she would think she can get away with anything now. What lesson? That everyone in a household deserves basic privacy? Like what lesson are you trying to teach her? My husband and I are so disgusted, and she refuses to talk to us. All she says is that she's gonna keep doing it until we give her door back. I need advice ASAP, badly. Just give her door back. Taking the door off is unhinged to begin with, but now you have someone who literally doesn't put up with your shit. Actually, literally gives you shit for it. So at least you have a kid that you know isn't gonna take shit from people in the future. That's quite nice. Just let your teenager have a little bit of privacy at home. Maybe that's like the healthy thing to do. I don't know why you would take the door off the first place. That is unhinged. I mean, literally unhinged though. It's literally off the hinges. Man, I'm so funny.
My husband thinks having a newborn will be hard. I am starting a new business that requires my time during the day. But babies are easy. I'll just put her down to sleep and work. I don't get the problem. Edit, I don't understand why people think this is a joke. I want to work when my baby is born. Is this not possible? Please, genuine answers.
I mean, sure, babies nap a little bit and stuff during the day or whatever, but you know, you can also not expect to like work completely focused if you have the baby in your lap all day. They're inconsistent, to say the least. They will scream, they will barf, they will need diaper changes, they get hungry, and so on and so forth. It's not the most consistent companions, you know, it's not a cat that just sleeps 16 hours a day. That's not really what to expect.
I am unschooling my daughter that is in 6th grade and she isn't interested in anything. How can I help her get her education?
Do you mean education?
I work during the day.
So essentially, you just took your 12-year-old out of school to let him sit at home alone to unschool them, but you don't even have the time to be present as a parent or teacher or whatever you want to be. What the f is the point? Like, what? You're just locking your child in the basement at home, basically, when you're off working, and that's it. Are you insane? I mean, the answer is yes, but like, get your kid to school, for God's sake. Oh, wait, they're extrapolating on it in the comments. That's a goodie.
She is alive, she's doing things, including watching clouds go by and leaves changing colors.
That's how she spends her day, watching clouds. That's the equivalent of watching paint dry.
Even if, maybe especially if it looks like nothing like school, humans have been learning since they were humans and way before subjects in school and compulsory attendance laws.
I mean, sure, but what you need to learn to function in your tribe or society or whatever sort of low-key changes. You know, 10,000 years ago, your way of learning was like, how do you skin an animal? How do you throw a spear at a mammoth? You know, nowadays it's like, how does math work? Can you do Excel in an office? Maybe driving a car is good. You know, it's like, it's a little bit different context, different life skills. I mean, using the argument like humans were learning back in the Stone Age is like, yeah, sure, but you're not going to function very well in modern society. And also vice versa. Excel wouldn't be very useful if we went back to Onga Bonga, okay? She's like, context, woman, context.
If you're working during the day, what does she have access to? People, places, things. Books, movies, music, food, ingredients, paper, pen, laptop, or tablet, crafting materials.
So you're basically gonna let your 12-year-old sit at home like they're unemployed and expect them to just like be excited about life. Holy shit.
At her age, a lot is going on inside. It's very similar to the development between baby and toddler, a vastly expanding world.
God, I hate parents like this. Oh, here's another one. I worked full-time while my daughter lived her life starting from age 12. She learned how to cook, she made friends with older people, she babysat, she watched a lot of TV, she followed her interest into political thinking, she did a lot of arts and crafts, she got a lot of sleep, she learned a lot about dogs, she watched a lot of musicals on the internet. Now she is thriving as a junior in college. Okay, I'm a little bit skeptical, right? Because if she didn't go to school at all and just self-learned at home, how the f did she even have grades or like completed courses to apply for a college? I kinda call bullshit on this one. Just being on her cell phone or laptop.
Doing what? Those things require reading, writing, thinking, exploring. Because they don't look like school doesn't mean there is no learning happening. On her laptop can be a wide range of things from music, art, and fashion to science, politics, psychology, graphics, food, culture, more. It's not a monolithic mass.
If you're looking at a laptop, you're definitely reading. Just let your kid go to school, man. What the f***? You can't really unschool if the parent is off at work.
Yes, you can. It does not take long. The average amount of time it takes to homeschool each day. K, 0 to 30 minutes. Elementary, 30 to 2 hours. Middle school, 1.5 hours to 3 hours. And high school, 2 to 4 hours.
Ah yes, my source. A random post on TikTok. Man, I love science. Hi everyone, today I gave my child a magnetic cupcake to set to play with during a flight. He was happy during the flight, but once we landed and the gate wasn't available, he had a complete meltdown. Worst I have ever seen. He traveled a lot when he was little, but with the introduction of his younger sibling, a lot less. When we got to our destination, we was also tantruming, I guess they mean he, and wouldn't eat dinner at all. Two big confounding variables, travel day and new toy. My big question is, do you think the magnetic toy had an impact on him? I have been told it can. Okay, maybe the stress of traveling and also doing it with two kids or whatever makes it more prone to tantrums. They're a small toddler after all from the sounds of it. I don't think they're freaking out because of a magnet, alright?
Okay, I have finally made up my mind. I'm doing it. I'm having a free birth. Well, I have a couple of questions. Do you just stop seeing your OB? Or how does that work to not continue care? If you had a breech-free birth, please tell me that all you did to prepare yourself physically and mentally for it. I've heard for breech, hands-off is the best approach. 2 previous C-section due to breech. I have a bicoordinate uterus. I tend to have breech babies. What all will I need? I have seen puppy pads and something for the cord. This would be a HbA2c heart emoji.
Parenting groups were a mistake. So my son has caught some weird virus that hospitalized him for a week. It weakened his heart. Has anyone dealt with this, and what holistically can he do? They out him on 3 heart meds. He has never been on meds or had any health issues. For context, he's 19 and has never taken the pokey. Oh no, it's an anti-vax parent, dear God. And now you're gonna give him like what, lavender oil, instead of giving him the heart medications he needs to like literally save his life. I would say like make him lose custody, but the kid is also 19. They technically don't have custody. I'm leaning towards giving him the horse stuff. You mean ivermectin? Oh my God, these people are so eager to just be like, I heard this horse medication is good. It's an anti-parasitical medicine, man. It has nothing to do with heart issues. Just give them the medicine the doctor... Oh my God. That video made me lose hope in humanity. I do hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed having you here, you wonderful, beautiful beings. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, and I will see you in the very near future. Take care. Mwah.